Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and well, I think that the title of the video says it all, but I'm guessing I should go over in just a little more detail, and it's actually quite an interesting story coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today, because in today's video I have two little short stories for you. One sort of blends into the other, and it all revolves around my C4 sponsorship, or my lack thereof, and it is kind of interesting how it all played out, which is kind of why I have to break it up into two parts. I wasn't planning on breaking it into two parts when I originally had the concept for this video back in January. It was going to be a shorter video, but now it's sort of been sectioned out, and let's just get started. So the story starts at the beginning of the new year, the first week of January 2024. I was evaluating my channel, checking out the views, subscribers, watch time, looking at the analytics of seeing how the big push did at the end of last year, and I'm always looking to see what I can do for the channel, see what's working, see what's not working, etc, etc, etc. When it came to my sponsorship with C4, I took a good hard look at it and decided, for numerous reasons, that I was most likely not going to renew my contract with them, and my contract was due to expire January 31st, so I knew I had some time to consider or reconsider my decision, but I knew it was going to be showing up within the next couple of weeks, so I needed to have a decision made. Now, I had no problems with C4 Energy. The people are great. They've always been very nice to me, very responsive to me, and there isn't anything bad that happened that made me come to this decision, but for many reasons, too many to get into right now, but definitely nothing bad, nothing controversial, anything like that, I did decide that I was not going to renew the contract when it came through. That is the first part of the story, which is kind of short. This brings me to the second part of the story, which is where things get to be interested, because I was waiting for the contract to show up, because once it showed up, I would say, oh, hey, I wanted to talk to you about this and let them know the decision I decided to go with. But the contract never showed up. So February 1st went by, February 2nd, February 3rd, and usually what they do is they pay out within the first couple of days of the month. And that didn't happen, which is okay, because I wasn't actually in a contract with them. Like I said, my contract expired on the 31st, so I wasn't expecting to get paid on those days. But at the same time, these contracts did sometimes seem to roll over. I started off with the 3-month contract, which rolled over to a 6-month contract, which then got renewed into a 1-year contract. And sometimes the contract might show up a week or two into the sponsorship, but it was just business as usual. You already knew you were going to be re-signing and staying with them, so they would pay you. You'd still do your deliverables, still making the video, still making your posts, and it was just business as usual. You sign off and you move on your way. But that's what wasn't happening this time. So I decided to wait about 2 weeks to see if C4 was going to contact me about this, to let me know whether they did or did not want to renew the contract. Now, I will point out that the company was recently merged with Keurig Dr. Pepper Group, and I know that when these things happen, I've worked for plenty of companies that were either merging with another company, or one company bought the other one out, or similar things that have happened. But always when that happens, there's always either change in staff, change in regulations, changes in the way things are done, and the people that were there usually get bombarded with a whole bunch of work that they didn't have before. And I was thinking, well, maybe that's the case. Maybe my contact just got a bit tied up, and I was going to give them some time to contact me, especially since I was kind of a unique case, because I actually have a review channel, which is different than a lot of the other sponsorships that they have. So on February 15th, I decided to take the plunge and reached out to my main contact person. I messaged him letting him know that when I received the new contract, or was supposed to receive the new contract, that I wasn't planning on signing it. And I forget exactly how I phrased it, but I was much more tactful than that. I didn't just say, oh, hey, when you send me the contract, I'm not signing it. It wasn't anything like that. I was very polite, very understanding, and I was very thankful for them for taking a chance on me given the situation. And what's that exactly mean? Well, most sponsorships with pretty much anybody, they always have this exclusivity clause, which means you can only review their products. You can only promote their products. So when you have a review channel like mine, I review all the energy drinks, so it's kind of hard to get a sponsorship that has exclusivity clauses taken out. So I thank them for all their support and the chance that they took on me, and usually he would usually respond within 24 hours. Like I said, they were very responsive overall, but I do know over the last 6 to 8 months, response time was a touch slower, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, which is still great response time compared to what I've heard to some people. But after 4 days went by, I wanted to make sure that the message actually got to him, so I contacted him with a similar message to check in with him on several different platforms platforms, text, DMs, etc., 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 just to cover all my bases. But still, no reply. So as of today, February 25th, 10 days after I messaged them to try and talk to them about what was going on, I still haven't heard anything. And I tried to think, well, maybe the person, my main contact, wasn't there anymore because of the merger. These things happen. Sometimes people can be like, oh, but I would still think that someone would contact me, and perhaps he was still there, and maybe they didn't want to renew my contract, so he's like, oh, I got this message, it works out for both of us, I don't even need to talk to him. But that's not the feeling I got from them. They're usually very good with their communication, so I'm certain they would still want to have a kind parting farewell. But I just found it very odd that no one would contact me at all. So I didn't know if I just fell through the cracks, and maybe they wanted to renew the contract, but it just got lost in the shuffle. But I also don't know if they just didn't want to renew the contract. That being said, I mean, it doesn't overly matter at this point because the result is the same. It seems that neither one of us wanted to continue the relationship with each other, so I guess it worked out for everybody. It's just odd the way that it happened. Therefore, you won't hear me overly promoting the products anymore, so there won't be any more 20% shout out coupon codes. There won't be any more social media postings with me holding the product or promoting the product. I won't be promoting all the different sales that they have, and there also won't be any discounts at Extended Cellular Corp because they're all owned by the same company. I even took it down from my Caffeine Man 1 website, but if you do want to know how to save money on all the other energy drinks, you can still check out caffeineman1.com. And if you're looking to purchase C4 Energy, you can also check out Best Price Nutrition for all the energy drinks that they offer and all the different supplements that they have too. They got a lot of products. You could go there by using my link down below and save 10% off with coupon code CaffeineMan. But I did want to let it be known that even though it was an odd way that it ended, it was indeed mutual, or at least I think it seemed mutual, and I have absolutely nothing bad at all to say about C4 Energy. I'll still review their drinks because I still think they have amazing products overall. That's why I first approached them about sponsorship. They make amazing drinks, so I'm still looking forward to those. And they were amazing to work with, so I do want to say a big shout out and thank you to the people that work there, including Matt, Madison, and John. They've all been very helpful. They've always answered my questions. They've always been very responsive and showed their support for my channel. And for John especially, John was actually a big fan of the channel before I even approached them about sponsorship. So John already knew who I was. So it's great having a fan of the channel already there. And I did also want to give a big shout out to Greg. Greg no longer works there, but he was the one who hired me. He is a big fan and supporter of the channel. And he is the one that took a chance on me when most companies usually wouldn't because I was a review channel and not exclusive to them. But he had a vision of partnership where we could actually grow the brand together, C4 as a company and the Caffeine Man channel, but I don't think Curry Dr. Pepper feels the same. Thank you to C4 Energy. I appreciate everything that we were able to accomplish together. Where do I go from here? I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. Until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.